Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, where I make art and talk about my favorite topics of the week. It's a new day for a new Marvel Rivals content. Today, we are heading out into the great expanse of space, the galaxy, if you will, and taking a look at some of its guardians, thanks to a request from Alex Mason 25593, who wanted to see how I thought Yondu would look like in Marvel Rivals. So, Yondu has essentially only two real designs or versions of his character in Marvel publication history. The first version of his character appeared in 1969 as a character in a non mainline comic as a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy of that universe. This version of Yondu was a part of the 691 universe, which exists in the 31st century. Yondu didn't appear in the 616 continuity until 2016, and this version of the character is modeled after the MCU adaptation of the character from James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. And technically, they are not the same character because 616 Yondu is the ancestor to a version of the original Yondu that was created in 1969. Confusing? Yes, that's what I thought too. But understandably, with the MCU version of Yondu popularized by Michael Rooker's portrayal, the comics would want to bring back the character in an updated fashion. Because, like I mentioned, the first version of this character was designed in a way that is very, I have to say, Silver Age. Very different from the version of Yondu most people are familiar with today. The modern Yondu is a pirate leader of a group called the Ravagers, and like his MCU counterpart, he also acts as a sort of mentor to Peter Quill's Star-Lord. I use the word mentor kind of loosely here, okay? I don't think this is really a functional relationship or anything. But focusing back on the design, I am using the pirate version of Yondu as a starting off point, but I wanted this design to sort of be a combination of the two. Of course, it's a little harder to really take a Silver Age design and not change it too much in a modern drawing, so I think the end design really reads more like the 616 Yondu instead. But what I did manage to keep was the original Yondu's hair. Frankly, I think the original mohawk is a little more of a unique design, and I do wish the comics used it more. So, modern 616 Yondu usually uses guns. Original Yondu uses a bow and arrows. What do you get when you combine a gun and a bow? A crossbow, of course, and that is how I decided the primary weapon for this design. My genius truly knows no bounds. Am I right? Listen, it was a way to modernize the bow while keeping Yondu's actual most iconic weapon, the Yaka arrows. These arrows' trajectories could be changed by using high pitched whistles, and I also learned that, unlike in the movies, the arrows can actually only change directions but not speed. But I can forgive the MCU for this because the arrow scenes are really cool. So, also, apparently, the Yaka arrows have appeared in Rivals already. A single arrow can be seen in the Collector's Museum. So, I just used the exact same design for that. I also drew 5 of them here with my design. I feel like there can be some mechanics similar to White Fox's tails in Gambit's cards, where a certain meter has to be met to deploy all 5 or something. I don't know, someone else can think of how that would work. Leave a comment if you have any ideas about it. And that's it. This is my design for Yondu and Rivals. And thanks again for the request. The next hero today is the deadliest woman in the galaxy, Gamora. I've seen a lot of people talk about how they want to see her in the game, as well as express some surprise that she was not one of the Guardians originally chosen to be added to the Rivals roster. Honestly, myself included. I have my own opinions about the MCUification of every Marvel project, but I also understand capitalizing on popularity. In the MCU, Gamora is one of the original Guardians, so it's no surprise that people expected to see her added into the game sooner. Speaking of MCU Gamora, as much as I like the design they ended up with, I am kind of disappointed she looks so different from the version of her in the comics. I feel like the only thing they have in common, design wise, is that they're both green. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't miss the over sexualized outfit she had in the early days, but this is just a reminder that the MCU has never been comic accurate, and that doesn't stop it from being good. I've talked about this before, but I really love that Rivals is able to give less known characters a spotlight. And in the same vein, I think they could spotlight the original designs of a character pre MCU. Is this me trying to promote my anti MCU synergizing propaganda? Yes. I sound really anti MCU right now, and I should probably say that is not the case. I do love the MCU for what it is. All I'm saying is that just like how the movies don't have to follow the comics to a T, subsequent adaptations shouldn't have to follow the movies. So, my design for Gamora borrows from many of her various comic outfits. Her original costume was iconic, although the plunging neckline is a bit much. Her white armored look felt a bit more realistic for an active superhero, but I never felt like the colors fit her, and this all black look is one of my favorites. So I figured, why not just combine all three? The hair is completely made up by me and not really based on any of her existing designs, though. Rivals typically gives their women unique and visually distinct hairstyles, so I wanted to do something a little more than Gamora's usual hair down look. Gamora is one of the characters I can really see being added to the hero roster, and I'm really excited to see what they do with her character. But in the meantime, this is what my version of a Rivals Gamora looks like. If there's a hero you want to see me draw, leave it in the comments and check out my Rivals Concepts playlist to see the ones I've already done. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any suggestions for other video ideas, you can let me know in the comments as well. Follow me on Instagram at Caitlinverse to see the rest of my work, and if you want to support me so I can keep making more videos, you can subscribe or donate to my coffee or find my stuff for purchase on Redbubble and in print. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.